Hi, so this is Dr. Constance Scharff, and welcome to another edition of the Addiction Show. Today I'm going to talk about a drug called Kratom. And Kratom is a substance that comes from Southeast Asia, around Thailand, and it's related to the coffee plant. So we're talking a natural substance very much like marijuana in sort of its perceived scope and how it can be used by individuals. It has been used by traditional healers, shamans, in Southeast Asia for at least the last several hundred years to assist people with opium withdrawal symptoms from smoking straight up opium in Southeast Asia. It has made its way to the United States and is now being sold as a supplement. Now I should note that it is illegal in most of Southeast Asia and other countries in the Pacific, but it is not yet illegal in most parts of the United States. There was some great talk about making it illegal at the very tail end of last year, and that didn't seem to come to pass in most areas. There are a few places where you can't get Kratom or you can't use Kratom legally. So what is Kratom? People use it primarily for its analgesic, its pain-killing effect, and they use it to get themselves off of heroin. People will very often trade heroin abuse for Kratom use. So there is a lot of interest in whether or not this drug, this substance, could be used in the war against the epidemic of opioid overdoses and opioid abuse. There are certain things, though, that we don't know about it. And while I do think that Kratom is very much marginalized in the same ways and demonized in the same ways that marijuana was, we don't know exactly what its medical uses are, if it has some, and I suspect it does. So we need research into the drug, which is why I don't want to see it made Schedule 1. We need research into the substance to find out how do we use it, how do we prescribe it, how should people best and most safely take it, and in what doses should it be taken. Now, the way it is now, I think where there is some danger to Kratom, and that's primarily to small children. So two things that concern me about the current status of Kratom in the United States. One is that it comes to the United States as a supplement, as a dietary supplement. And the problem with supplements is they are not regulated. So what's on your bottle, right, what it says on the list of ingredients may or may not be what's actually in that bottle. So if it says, 20% Kratom, is it really 20% Kratom, and what the heck are all the other ingredients that are in there? And this is dangerous because I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago, there were hundreds of dogs all across the United States that died because there were inappropriate substances in the dog food that they were being fed. So my suggestion and my hope is that anything that we ingest, whether it's a topical cream, a tea, a pill, a protein supplement that comes in a shake, anything that we take into our bodies, I would hope would be regulated enough so that we would know that what's on the bottle is actually what we are taking. And that's a danger with supplements. There are some voluntary ways that we can find out about supplements, but, buyer beware. The other problem with Kratom, the way it's used now in the United States, is that because it's not regulated and because it's a dietary supplement, anyone can go into a store that sells it and purchase it. And that means little children have access to this drug. Listen, if you're 35 years old and you want to switch from heroin to Kratom, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I don't think that's the best course of treatment for someone who has a heroin problem, but that's on you, right? But when you have 12, 14, 15, 17-year-olds whose brains are not finished developing It shouldn't be so easy to just walk into a store and buy the substance. And so I would like to see, at the very least, some age limits placed on Kratom use. I would love to see 25, because that's when the brain stops developing, but 21 also seems appropriate because that's where a lot of other substances that we can abuse, we have the choice whether or not to use them. So parents, if you have younger children who might be experimenting with substances that they don't want to get in trouble for, Kratom is one of the things you should look out for. And, you know, educate yourselves about what it is. And for those who advocate Kratom use, I hope that we are able to do some really good research to find out the best ways that we can use this substance. If you have any problem with substance abuse, Kratom or anything else, reach out for help. We are here 24 hours a day at Cliffside, Malibu to get you into treatment and get you the help that you need. Don't suffer alone. Call for help now. Thank you.